What happens when a simple security guard, unnoticed by the world, holds the key to the deepest desires of a man who seems to have it all? What happens when the quiet observer, the one who stands in the shadows, becomes the only one brave enough to speak the truth? This is a story about hidden dreams, unexpected courage, and a twist so unbelievable it will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about life, success, and the human heart. Let's dive in. The city was alive, as it always was. Cars honked, people rushed, and the hum of life never stopped. In the middle of it all stood a tall office building, its glass walls reflecting the sunlight like a mirror. Inside, men in suits walked briskly, their faces serious, their minds focused on numbers, deals, and power. But in the corner of the lobby, near the revolving doors, stood a man who seemed out of place. His name was Mason, and he was the security guard. Mason wasn't like the others in the building. He didn't wear a suit or carry a briefcase. He wore a simple uniform, a badge pinned to his chest, and a radio clipped to his belt. His job was to watch, to protect, and to remain invisible. And he did it well. Every day, Mason stood in the same spot, greeting people with a nod, checking IDs, and making sure everything was in order. He knew everyone by name, the executives, the interns, the delivery guys. But no one really knew him. To them, he was just the security guard. But Mason noticed things. He noticed the way Mr. Thompson, the CEO, always walked in with his head down, his shoulders heavy. He noticed the way Mr. Carter, the young executive, laughed too loudly, as if trying to prove something. And he noticed the way Mr. Daniels, the head of finance, always checked his watch, like he was running out of time. Mason noticed it all, but he never said a word. One morning, a new face walked into the building. His name was Liam, and he was introduced as a new executive from the company's headquarters. He was tall, confident, and had a smile that seemed too perfect. But Liam wasn't who he said he was. In truth, Liam was an undercover executive sent by the company's board to investigate rumors of corruption within the office. The board had heard whispers of stolen funds, shady deals, and a toxic work culture. They needed someone to uncover the truth, and Liam was the man for the job. Liam's plan was simple: blend in, gain trust, and gather evidence. He spent his days in meetings, his nights reviewing files, and his weekends networking with colleagues. He was good at his job, and no one suspected a thing. But there was one person who noticed something was off: Mason. It started with a simple good morning. Every day, as Liam walked into the building, Mason would greet him with a nod and a quiet "Good morning, sir." And every day Liam would smile and say, "Good morning," without really looking at him. But one day something changed. Liam was running late. His tie was loose, his hair messy, and his face pale. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. As he rushed through the doors, Mason stopped him. "Sir, are you okay?" Mason asked, his voice calm but concerned. Liam paused, surprised. No one had asked him that in weeks. "I'm fine," Liam said quickly, forcing a smile. But Mason didn't look away. "You don't look fine, sir. You look like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders." Liam hesitated. He wasn't used to someone seeing through his mask. "It's just work," Liam said finally. Mason nodded. "Work can be heavy. But sometimes, it's not the work that's heavy. It's the secrets we carry." Liam's eyes widened. For a moment, he thought Mason knew the truth. But then he shook his head. "You're just a security guard. What do you know about secrets?" Mason smiled softly. "I know more than you think, sir." And with that, he stepped aside, letting Liam pass. Over the next few weeks, Liam found himself thinking about Mason's words. He couldn't shake the feeling that the security guard knew something. One evening, as the office emptied out, Liam stayed late to review some files. As he walked to the elevator, he saw Mason sitting at his desk, reading a book. "What are you still doing here?" Liam asked. Mason looked up. "I could ask you the same thing, sir." Liam hesitated, then sat down across from him. "You said something to me a while ago. About secrets. What did you mean?" Mason closed his book and leaned forward. "I've been here for 10 years, sir. I've seen people come and go. I've seen the best and the worst of this place. And I've learned one thing: everyone has a secret. Even you." Liam's heart raced. "What do you know about me?" Mason smiled. "I know you're not who you say you are. But don't worry, your secret's safe with me." Liam stared at him, stunned. "Why haven't you said anything?" "Because I don't care about your job title or your mission," Mason said. "I care about the man behind the mask. And I think you've forgotten who that is." As the days passed, Liam found himself opening up to Mason. He told him about the pressure he was under, the lies he had to tell, and the guilt he felt for deceiving his colleagues. Mason listened without judgment. And then one day, he said something that changed everything. "You're not here to uncover the truth about this company," Mason said. "You're here to uncover the truth about yourself." Liam frowned. "What do you mean?" "You've spent your whole life chasing success," Mason said. "But what are you really chasing? What do you truly desire?" Liam didn't have an answer. One night, as Liam was leaving the office, he saw Mason sitting alone in the lobby, staring at a photograph. "What's that?" Liam asked. Mason handed him the photo. It was a picture of a young boy, smiling brightly. "That's my son," Mason said. "He passed away 5 years ago." Liam's heart sank. "I'm so sorry." Mason nodded. "After he died, I realized something. Life isn't about money or power. It's about the moments that take your breath away. The moments that make you feel alive." Liam thought about his own life, the long hours, the empty apartment, the loneliness. He realized he hadn't felt alive in years. In the end, Liam didn't expose the corruption in the company. Instead, he quit his job and started a foundation to help underprivileged children. And Mason? He stayed right where he was, in the corner of the lobby, watching over the people who passed by. But now, when Liam visited, he didn't just walk past. He stopped, smiled, and said, "Thank you, Mason, for showing me what really matters." And Mason, with his quiet wisdom, would simply nod and say, "You're welcome, sir." Because sometimes, the person who seems the least important is the one who changes your life forever. That's the story, friends. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a pleasure sharing it with you all. Don't forget to comment below and let me know where you're watching from. It's always fun to see the global reach of these stories. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button for more amazing stories, tips, and tricks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. If you'd like to show some extra love, tap the 3 dots near the share button and send a super thanks.